I will get the quality that I need.
Excellent. And I'm glad that they have two strong Ammas, on top of issues trying to help them out, because sometimes we all really need help. So what informed the quality standards and action plan that you are currently trying to finalize?
So when we began to work on this together, we looked at the research in the space on what works. Businesses have been around for centuries. and so what works, we looked at the Global Accelerator Learning Initiative. We looked at research that had been done in our context in Africa. And there's a lot of research. What works is very simple, common sense. Deliver what businesses need, charge an affordable rate so that people make sensible choices about what they need, etc., etc. But it's about doing it. We all know the simple, sensible things to do, but we don't always do it consistently. And so the research informed the guidelines, and now we're coming together to support each other to do it.
Super. Super. Let's talk to Amma G. So, Amma G, what has the response been like? How are the ESOs responding to this initiative?
Thanks so much, Doreen, and hi, Amma. It's been really good. I mean, we've been working on this for many years through Impact Invest in Ghana, and it's great to see the progress and the inclusion of a broader scope of stakeholders. Economies need entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs need ecosystems. And we are here to really strengthen the ecosystem and build the ecosystem, as many of us have been doing for many years. Some of us very quietly in the corner, across the country, doing our work quietly, very under-resourced, yet very resourceful in trying to provide support for entrepreneurs. And like I say, it's like you and I sitting here breathing the air and, relying on the earth for soil and water and food. And water, and without that ecosystem, we just won't survive, let alone thrive. So the ecosystem is very much, the entrepreneurial ecosystem is very much a public good, a public service. And for us, I think it's just coming together to just compare notes, share experiences, understand that there's so much commonality. I think we just found, through the workshop that, whether you're a public sector or ecosystem member or private sector ecosystem member, we shared similar experiences in terms of, lack of resources, lack of support, short-term interventions that don't necessarily work for us. A lot of us want and want to advocate for longer-term support and funding from, donor communities, the government. We've got a great relationship with Ghana Enterprise Agency now and, NEIP, as Amma said earlier. So it's great that we're strengthening and collaborating and getting together, sharing experiences, using the data, creating our own data for Ghana to make sure that the ecosystem itself is built upon a very strong foundation with, like Amma said, high quality, consistent terminologies and language, and just generally raising the standards of what we can do for our country in terms of entrepreneurship and the outcomes of that. And it's not everyone who should become an entrepreneur. This has been a running debate. But we see, for example, what Tesla, Microsoft, for example, benefited from in the U.S. The U.S. government pretty much backed them, in the early days, and look at where they are now. So it's just really about changing the narrative around the work that we do. Like I said, a lot of it is behind the scenes and not necessarily recognized, but it is very much an emerging field. And if the economy needs entrepreneurs, then we are the ones to strengthen the ecosystem to deliver on our promise.
Right. And kudos to, all the back of the scenes work that a lot of you are doing, because without you, we probably won't be where we are right now. But what happens next, Amma L, now that the forum has come to an end? What next? How are you hoping that this forum will make a difference?
Forum brought together ESOs from across Ghana. It wasn't just an Accra thing. Every region was represented, because enterprise support is not about Accra.
No.
It's about businesses everywhere in Ghana having an opportunity to thrive. So now that we've had that national dialogue and been able to get perspectives from across Ghana, we're finalizing an action plan, and we will take action. The action plan identifies who needs to act in what time frame, and what the collaborative will be doing is engaging. Some of the actions we need to take ourselves.
Right.
Some of them need other stakeholders. But this action is taking place in a broad context. Ghana needs 431 billion over 10 years to achieve the SDGs. That's 43 billion every year.
Wow.
And our government and all the development assistance we have is 14 billion. So there's a big gap there that the private sector must fill.
Yeah.
And Impact Investing Ghana is working to mobilize the private sector to see ways in which we can have both profit and social impacts. That is what impact investing is about.
Right.
And so we're doing research and we're taking other actions. This is part of it, and we look forward to seeing the impact of all that work.
Right. And what would you like to see happen next in the ecosystem, Amma G?
Yeah, I think just more of the same. I mean, we've definitely cultivated a culture of trust and collaboration within the field, which is fantastic to see. In Ghana, we always complain that we don't like to partner, we don't like to work together, but I can definitely attest to the fact that, working with people like Amma Lartey and so many in the field that are leading in their spaces, that culture of collaboration and trust is key to really promoting innovation and a thriving ecosystem and entrepreneurs and companies that will create the jobs we want to see. So we want to see more of that and more of the same, just growing on the foundation that we've laid already over the past few years. And also just to really advocate for more blended finance, patient capital, and that will really capitalize more private capital. So we're talking about, working more with foundations, the donor communities to really shift their mindset and their approach to working with us, taking a longer-term view and giving us a space to really create and innovate within the entrepreneurial support scene. So that's really what we need. We can't just continue with more of the same sort of short-term reliance on depending on grants and RFPs every week or every month and expressions of interest.
Right.
We need to really move away from that sort of reactive and get more proactive to work with the collaborative as it stands now, and I'm sure it will grow. But that's really where we are leaning towards and advocating for.
Right. And Amma L, is the collaborative open to all ESOs? How does one become a member?
So all ESOs can get involved. If anybody would like to get involved, we're actually doing a survey now to create a strong database and looking broadly at the ecosystem. So if they go to bit.ly/IIGH survey, that's bit.ly/IIGH survey, they'll be able to enter in their organization details, answer a few questions about,
and then they become members.
And then they can be part of the action.
Okay.
And so we look forward to many ESOs across Ghana.
Yeah. Can you give us the site again?
It's bit.ly, so bit.ly/IIGH survey.
Okay. bit.ly /IIGH survey. All right, that's good. I hope that people have gotten it now. And let's finish with you, Amma G. How else is Impact Investing Ghana supporting the growth of impact investing and enterprise support organizations in Ghana?
We're doing a whole lot. I mean, we have several working groups. We're trying to develop a fund of funds to enable more capital to come into the country. As Amma said, there's a massive gap in terms of, developing the economy and, looking at all our social gaps and opportunities that there are within the country. So it's really to just strengthen the ecosystem, educate potential stakeholders that could, support and fund some of the more innovative ways of working, de-risking some of the private capital that could come into the space, and really just having the conversation and educating stakeholders to sort of understand how you can make profit and do good at the same time.
Right. Amma Lartey is the CEO of Impact Investing Ghana, and I'd like for her to leave, our listeners with some message before she goes, because I'm sure that they probably followed the conversation so far, and I'm sure that there's something that you probably want to tell us before you bid us adieu. Go ahead.
Say to listeners, and it's really to leave on a positive note. We believe very strongly that Ghana is going to develop, and that it's the private sector that's going to drive us there. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking of starting a business, you're struggling, reach out for support, reach out to an enterprise support organization, stay resilient. The tide is going to turn. Post-COVID has been tough, but we are beginning to see the signs that positive change will come, and we know that it's Ghana's entrepreneurs that are taking us to the next level.
Right, fantastic. And Amma Gyampo is CEO of Scale Up Africa, and definitely would like for you to leave us with a charge as well.
Like I said at the beginning, economies need entrepreneurs, so let's strengthen our ecosystem for more robust and successful job creators and enterprises.
That works for us too. Thank you, Amma G, and thank you, Amma L, for joining me this morning. It's been a pleasure hanging out with the Ammas. We wish you the best, and we also are grateful that you are also out there to say, hey, come along, let's do this together, because it's only together that we can all win. So we appreciate it, and keep doing what you do, because without you, small businesses could suffer. But thank you so very much for coming out to the studio to share all of this with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.